it's Melissa. Welcome to my channel and back to my channel. This is going to be the second installment of basic nail stamping, and our second videos is layered stamping. So dipping our toes in a little bit further into the stamping world. So if you've not watched the very first video on how to stamp just a single stamp, I go over many different stampers, many different ways to scrape, apply the polish, all kinds of things to get your very best result. So if you haven't watched that one, then I would highly suggest watching that one first. I will link it in the description box, and then come back and watch this one, or watch this one and go back if you already are stamping. So this is layered. Now this is an older Clear Jelly stamping plate. It's the bees, and you know, it's starting to be looking like spring a little bit around here in Tennessee, so I thought I'll pull this one out. It's got some really cute little designs on it. We're gonna do this little image here, which is the little beehive on the branches with the bees surrounding it. We'll do probably that bee. We'll just do, I think I'm gonna do this queen bee, a flower that's got a few steps to it. I'm gonna do it on my own nails, so we will start there. So my nails are needing to be changed, so I thought today would be the perfect day, plus they're white, so anything will show up. So I'm going to start with one of the products I like the best, as far as just making sure when you're layer stamping, a lot of these things are very, very finely etched images, and you want them to stick when you put them down. If you don't, and you're lucky enough to actually it still would be adhered to your stamper, then you can put something down, but it's just best to have something there to start with. So I like the Orly Bonder rubberized base coat. You can get this pretty much anywhere. I would say Walgreens would have it. You definitely can order it from Amazon. Ulta has it. Anywhere that sells Orly polish. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here, and I don't need a ton, and it stays sticky a long time. So I'm gonna do those for right now, and I'm gonna let them get a little bit tacky, and then I'll be right back, because I don't actually, by the time I get this design picked up and explain it to you, it's going to be just fine. That's how quick that it gets tacky. So the first thing we're going to do is this one, and I'm going to orient it like this on my nail. Now this is, like I said, it's an older Clear Jelly, so it doesn't have the plastic applique where you can hold it over your nail. But on the plate here, lay this to the side, it is right here, and it's this little hive. So we're gonna pick up our branch probably first, and then we are going to grab our the background color always gets picked up first, and that's going to be like a goldish color, and then we'll come in with acorn, which is dark brown, and then we can put our little bees wherever we want them. You can put as many bees, or you can pick up just a few on the plate. They're scattered about here on the plate, so just wherever you want to put it. So let's go ahead and pick up the branch, and that'll give me a way to orient where I want to put things, the next thing. So we're going to get it. We're going to cover this up right here, which is the branch. I'm going to get me a scraper card at the ready, and I'm going to turn it this way, because I don't want to scrape over anything else or put polish over anything else I got to pick up. There we go. There's our branch, and I'm going to use the tape to take off what we don't need. Ooh, I almost got the branch there. Okay. So again, if you want to look at things and make sure you've got it going in the right direction, you can always put it back down here and see that you've got it right. So I'm going to put it up a good ways, because I know I'm going to have this honey hanging down. So I'm going to sit it down right there. There we go. Step one. And next we're going to pick up the little hive, the background of it, which is going to be a gold. Excuse my bracelet clinking. So we're going to get it. I didn't have a really good gold. I'm hoping this one will look okay. We're going to use this, which is Heart of Gold. If I can get it open. So this is one of the deals where you want the polish in a good amount on there because you want it to fill that up. And you're going to scrape your scraper card almost flat. You're going to have it laying almost completely flat on the plate, and you're going to come in and pick it up like that. Roll and pick it up. Scraper card flat to the plate, as flat as you can get it. Oh, I messed it up. That happens. All right, let's pick it up again. It happens. It happens. Okay, so I'm drying it off. If you're wondering why I keep rubbing it with my finger, I am making sure that it doesn't have any residual acetone left on there, or lint. Could have a piece of lint or something on there. So let's do this again. Again, almost flat. Oop, this needs another scrape. Let's see, this one may not get it. This one may not. Nope, look, bad pickup. Like I said, it happens to all of us. So don't feel defeated if you don't get it on the first try. There we go. I'm going to do what I always do, is switch scraper cards. That was a good one. Now if I can just control me taking the tape and getting everything off of it, will be good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, turn my nail around in the direction. I'm going to put the little thing. Let me see where the bees are off to the left a little ways. So I'm going to put it right here. Just hanging from that little branch. There you go. And that Orly is nice and sticky on there. And then after you put your smudge-free base coat or top coat on it, you'll be good to go. So our next thing we're going to get is this image right here, which is the kind of background, if you want to say. I guess that would be what it would be considered. Let me go ahead. This is Acorn. It's a very dark brown. It's darker than the brown of the branch. Very close to black, but it is brown. I'm going to just scrape the normal way. Light roll to pick it up. We went over all these ways to pick up things in our very first video. And then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to line it up. And just sit it down. Really easy. Roll it off. There's that. And we're going to pick up our little bees, because there's always bees around a hive, aren't they? And they're right here. Right there they are. They're very small. Again, checking to make sure there's not anything that shouldn't be there. I'm going to make my bees just a little bit lighter. I'm not going to make them quite. Oh no, I'm going to use the Acorn. They're pretty dark. So let's just grab these little bees right here. If you happen to miss a bee when you're picking them up, it's not a big deal. There they are. And let's decide where we want to put them. All this way. They're all flying into the hive. The hole is on this side. The entrance, shall I say. The entrance to the hive is on this side. There you go. We've got one cute little stamped hive with bees flying all around it. Perfect for spring. So we got one down. And let's do this pretty flower right here. It's got 3 steps to it, not too many. It's got the external flower, the internal part, and then the outline. So I'm going to make it a sunflower, and that way we can kind of keep our same vibe going with the bee and all that. And we'll have a couple other colors as we go. But I am going to do the gold. We're going to stamp that. Now this may not fit all on my finger. I'll do it on my middle finger. We'll see. We shall see. So I'm going to use this. go. Okay. And this is pretty, I mean, there's not a lot of lining up. It's going to fit. And I think I'm in frame, so we're going to sit this down. And then we're going to wiggle it because it's a little bit resistant to coming off. Okay, we got that. Now the inside of our sunflower should be brown, so we're going to make it the lighter brown, so we'll have that contrast when we come in with the outline. My outlines are usually either black or white, or the very darker color of whatever color we're working with. Excuse me, as I'm looking through the camera trying to put that back into the bottle. Stamping through a camera while you can't really see is something that requires a little bit of practice. So even putting the polish back in the bottle does. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that right there. We're going to go to the next thing and pick up our little sunflower. My acorn is getting low. I need to get some more. Okay, scrape. Really cute little pickup here. Layering is one of my favorite kinds. I like layering and reverse stamping both really well. I had a live yesterday on Sunday. If you didn't see it and you want to check it out, it's on the channel. I'm gonna kind of line this up here so I can find my spot here. Let's see. These are some that are like, if they're a tad bit off, I touched that down, so I'm now committed to stamp it right here. Here we go. I touched it. It's still good. It's still good, guys. Okay, there you go. There's the sunflower. It is off just a little bit, but it's okay. It's still really cute. Little sunflower now. And so let's see what else we can find to stamp here. It's just more about following those little, all the little things we did in basic stamping and just putting them in a little row. You just got to think of, what you're going to do, which nail you're going to do, will it fit? I wanted to do this adorable little thing that says Queen Bee and use this. So I'm going to apply. This is not sticky anymore, so I'm going to apply a little bit of Orly on here. Don't want this video to be too awfully long. I'm trying to see up here my recording time and I can't see it, so I may do 1 or 2 more images. There we go. I'll go ahead and put some on here just in case we decide to do something else. So I've got a green here, and we're going to get this image here. Let me blow my nail just a little bit. That is one really good thing, is it doesn't take long for it to get really tacky. Just got to make sure it's not wet when you go to apply it, your stamp. So there's those. And let's see, yep, got it. I was thought for a minute I missed a piece of it, but it is just the way it's made. All right, let's see. This nail is probably a little bit wider. Oh, shoot. Touch down in the center. I'll fix that in just a second. Not sure where that came from, to be honest with you. Let me grab a little, if you have this happen, just get you a little, if you've got a Q-tip or a little stick like this, it's got a little bit of cotton on the end of it, you can, I'm going to put it down in my bottle over here. Actually, I'm going to spray it on there. I've got to clean the plate anyway. So I'm going to spray some onto this. That's how I keep my acetone, is like that. And you can come in here and just, usually comes right off with a little bit of rubbing. There you go. So that's how to fix a little oopsie that you have. And I don't know where that spot came from. I must have picked it up and not realized that I had it there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is going to clean our plate. I'm going to pick up this cute little crown up here, which is right there for the queen bee, because we have a little saying that says that. Again, looking through the camera, trying to put the thing back in there. Not easy. Okay, there we go. I always manage to pick up some extra. I don't know where I get it from, but I always have a little bit. Okay, so this goes at the very top up here. Try my best not to sit it down until I'm ready. Crown's got to go on top. There you go. And we have a little saying down here that says queen bee. And we're going to put that in this brown, I think, not the really dark brown. So this is very intricate, so I kind of swirl the polish around just a tad bit. Make sure it's in all those little grooves and everything. I'm going to scrape off to the side, maybe down. I think that the Q is missing the end of the, yep, didn't pick up well. Scraped one too many times. You can see it takes a little bit of work to get the polish out of there. So make sure it's nice and clean when we go in after it the second time. This time I am going to scrape down. There we go. It says queen bee. There's always going to be one, right? Queen bee. So there we go. And let's find one more thing to put on my, at least my pointer finger. See if it's still sticky. A little bit, not much. I'm going to clean my card. As you can see, it's got a little bit of polish starting to build up here. Gonna go in there and just take that off so that, and even get the edges that builds up on there. Then that keeps your scraping from working really, really well. So let's see, let's do, let's see, looking on here, we could do the little honey pot and have it on my pointer finger, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more oily on here because I don't think it's sticky anymore because it's so warm in here in my office. So warm. So I will use for it, I forgot to clean up the queen bee, little crown. Okay, so we're going to do this little pot right here and then the accent part right here. And I mean, we could always have some bees flying around it, around the pot or whatever. Or you can use this little image right here that is the loops all around, and then put yourself a bee on there. It's just whatever, it's your design, however you want to make it. So let's get our, I'm going to turn this upside down or sideways, one of the two, we'll see. So I definitely want to grab all of it. That is going to be pretty thin, I can tell. Let's see. See it right here. It's all right. Actually, it's not bad. And we want to pick up our honey right here. I'm going to flip it back around because it's not as hard to pick that up. I'm going to use Acorn, the darker brown, for the little accent. Okay, there it is. Just got to get our extra stuff off there. And where did it go? Right here it is. We're going to line up the top of the pot right up here that is round. And then we're going to sit it down right there. And then we might see if we have a bee. Sorry. Scraping really hard, or cleaning my plate. My desk is shaking a little bit. I might just do a little tiny bee and then just put the outline on. So I'm just going to use this gold right here. Oops, throw your stamper, do-si-do, all those good things. And how do I want him flying in? I want him flying up to the honey pot. From coming below, maybe coming up from below. Right there. And clean my stamper off here. Make sure I get all the excess stuff off there. And we'll adorn this bee with all of his pretty fancy outline. Okay, let's see, I don't have to worry about the extra bit because it's going to be sitting this direction. So line him up, sit him down. Our cute little honeybee right there. So there we go. I feel like I should put something on my pinky because there's nothing on there. So let me find one cute little element, whether it be double stamped or just single, and put it on there. Because, I mean, why not? We've got something on every finger. Might as well. So let's see here. So we've already double stamped some bees. Let's see. Gotta think it's my pinky, so it's pretty small. Let's see here. Let me think, as Pooh says. These are cute. Just these 3 little gold blocks of honeycomb and their outline. Those are cute. Let's do those. So again, could be scraping pretty flat. Got them. I like to look at them to see I've got them picked up. I'm gonna put, oh, I almost did it. Put them sideways like this. And then we're gonna grab the, not the darkest one, I want to see, not as dark, this one, brown. These are cute little springtime nails. It is the season for bees. That one lacks just a little bit on this side of having it all picked up. For some reason, that brown today, this particular brown, has been a little bit finicky, but we're gonna get it. There we go. Dry. Let's do it one more time. Well, awfully light. May try the acorn. Let's see if acorn does any better. Those are some super fine lines. That is for sure. You can't even feel them hardly on the plate. So I'm gonna try the acorn and see if they pick up any better. Yeah, you can actually see them better for sure. So let's find how I have mine oriented here. Get some pressure on my finger so it doesn't move. There we go. my pinky's wanting to move. Hopefully it's all set down. It should be, yeah. Okay, so there they are. And I think they turned out really cute. I'm gonna zoom a little bit. And I think that they are in focus from what I can see anyway in the camera. We have our little comb, our queen bee, a sunflower, and the honey with the bee, and then the bee nail over here. Goodness, am I in frame? Yeah, I am. Okay, there we go. So I think they're super cute, and you guys can do this. I have no doubt that you can do it. Just takes a little bit of practice, and they're just adorable. I love, 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 love layered stamping. So our next trick will be doing reverse stamping, and that's a lot of fun as well. So I will pick out another plate and we will do that as well. And I will see you guys next time. Remember, I love you, mean it. See you next time. Bye, guys.